It's about 9:05 a.m. I apologize for the little bit of the late start. What we'll do, I do want to remind everybody that these meetings are video recorded and on YouTube, and you can view this meeting as well as prior and going forward, the whole session that we're in session for all of the month of February and some of March. So just want to be aware of that. As far as the mic is concerned, if you could just push it a little bit towards you, they're having a little trouble with reception. It's yes, it's portable, so you can move it. Yeah, so no problem there. If we could take a roll call, my name is Joe Saya.
Straub.
Carl Masterful.
Bill Ryan.
Okay, very good, thank you very much. And so what I'm gonna do is, I always swear the representative in from the city, and we'll do it at the same time with yourself being the first one. And you're here for two properties, 310 Hatch Street and 76-78 Elm Crest Avenue. Okay, very good. So if you would, both just raise your right hands. State your name for the record.
Stephen Lambeth.
Ann Gallagher.
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And so is there any particular order that you want to start these in?
So they're both owned by the church. It's just the one is across the road from the other one.
Okay.
So it's a technical different address.
Okay, but same argument, and
Yes.
Should we read them in together?
Sure.
Because do you have some different
Yeah,
information on
these
each
weren't
one?
denied in this particular case. These were a failure to file, so the exemption came off. So we're just kind of verifying that the church is still open, it's being used, the lot is being used, and so on. So
All right, that sounds good. Then, you know what I'll do, just for the sake of clarity, is I'll read in the first one, Hatch Street, and then we'll chat about that, and then we'll go over to the other one, just in case something's different. So we've got 310 Hatch Street, and this is this the actual church building?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the church building. So here, and I know is this a full exemption? Okay, full exemption. I'm gonna read off the assessed information, but I don't think we need to make notes of it. Okay. So what we have is, we have a current tentative assessed value of $193,200 with a land value of $43,800. Again, this is for 310 Hatch Street and Elmhurst Avenue. And then full market value of $336,000. Again, exemption, full exemption issue, and I see the letter here. So again, this is the church building. How long has it been operating?
The original building, so it was expanded into about, I can't remember, it was 50 in the 50s, I believe. Original building started in 1930s. And so the church has been going since then.
Okay.
I moved here in July as the pastor.
Okay.
They were without a pastor for 3 years. They have never quit having services. But they
They
didn't.
had to stop having services?
No, they did not.
They did not.
No, they had services continually. They just did not have a resident pastor.
Okay.
And so they'd meet Sunday morning for Sunday school. I came in July, and we've had services continually since then. So the building and the church has been in operation since the 30s.
And so, and I appreciate that, and just because the thing went off exemption, it'd be
Yes.
good to get a rehistory of it. So how often are there services? Just give me a little weekly schedule.
Typically Sunday morning, and then a Wednesday midweek. Those are the typically 2 services a week.
Okay, 2 services a week, and then there might be something here or something there
Yes.
type thing.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the way it's been for quite some time?
They only had 1 service for the last couple years, was just Sunday morning until I came, and that's when we started back up the Wednesday.
Okay, all right, very good. And it's been on exemption, and, yeah, And
Do you know if did you get the applications and then just didn't file them, or, because part of this is I want to make sure that the notices and the bills and everything are going to the correct address. So,
Yes. So
do
we
you
got-
want to change that, or is it fine the way it is?
No, we got the exemption. What happened was I read the date wrong, and I thought I had to the end of January.
Okay.
And I sat down, I filled the paper out on the 9th of January. And that's when I saw what the date was, and I called in to see if there was a
Got it.
grievance time.
Yeah, well, this,
And that's when they told me to come in, fill out paperwork, and take it from there.
okay, so you got it back in December?
I did.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, and I just,
November,
I
I
read the
think.
date wrong and
November.
completely misunderstood it.
Yeah.
And I put it with my stack of January papers, and by then it was too late.
Okay. Not going to happen again next year, right?
I have absolutely no plan for it to happen next year.
Is it just for our purposes, right? So what do you do it periodically, not on a yearly basis?
no, yearly basis, everybody gets renewals. It just depends on the failure to file and, type thing. But normally we send out the applications and then we send out a reminder that says, hey, but I know a lot of people have been complaining about the mail. Like things taking 3 or 4 weeks. It's been noticeably this year. A lot of people sent it in the middle of December and we didn't get it till the middle of January.
Really? Interesting.
So, but-
And that's it, and I'm not telling you what to
Yeah.
do, but I think that's a good practice on anybody that does come in, just to make sure
Make sure
that
that
it's going
mailing-
to the
yep,
right
yep.
place. But and yours is?
Yes.
Okay, that's excellent. Are you satisfied with
Yep.
this one here?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's go on to the next one. And again, just a verification purposes here. Okay, so I'll read the next one in, which is 76-78 Elmhurst Avenue. Now, I have on here church also. Is this also a building, or?
So there's no building there. It is a lot beside the church.
Okay.
I do not,
All right, let me just finish off then.
Yes.
As far as that, I can tell by the assessed value. So current tentative assessed value is 6,200, land value 6,200, hence vacant lot. That would make the full market value of that $10,783. Again, this is an exemption, and this is the lot next to the church, and what takes place on that lot.
so up until I came here, as far as I understand, nothing. It was owned by the church. I don't know how long it's been owned. I don't have, and I'm still figuring records out. So I'm still going over everything to find out. I think it's been owned by the church for about as long as the other property has.
That sounds about right.
I have the hope and plan of using it. We keep it mowed, keep it maintained. I want to clean it up some. There's not really debris, just sticks and trim back some branches, stuff like that. There's a lot of big rocks on it, and I want to clean it up. And we have the hope. My wife does Sunday school for the kids. And this past summer, she did a lot of outside Sunday school. Lets people know something's happening. With the fact there was no pastor for 3 years, it lets people know something's going on. People see kids outside. It looks a lot more welcoming and friendly. And so we have hope to use that lot as well, possibly for some other stuff, maybe put a picnic table over there, make it look a little more used than it does, just because of the neighborhood. And so we have some hope to do it, but nothing's been done yet, because as I said, I came here in July.
Okay. So you're not aware if they were using that for various purposes prior to?
I have no idea.
Okay.
And I haven't been able to find out.
Okay.
There wasn't many records left for me to look over, aside from what I have to go through minutes and find.
Okay. So has this already happened, or did you have some activities out there this summer, or that's your plan going
So
forward?
the plan going forward is I can't say for certain if we actually were over there for activities.
Okay.
My wife held stuff on the outside. We have a lot of with the parking lot and a lot of outside property at the church with the building, and this is adjacent, and we hope to use all of it just to,
So
whatnot.
do you have a separate parking lot?
The parking lot is connected with the church.
Right. But, and it's not this property?
It's not this property, no.
Okay, so this is additional, there's no paving on it, it's all grass?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so how do we want to treat this? I appreciate your honesty, of course. Do we grant in lieu of his plans as of January 1st. At this point,
Yes, we'll give them a year to just, and then we'll look at it again, because the idea is it's supposed to be
being
used for church
purposes.
purposes.
So appreciate you coming in July and all that good stuff. But if you can get that up and running this year, if the city doesn't see some activity, then they'll probably call you in again next year to address that. And it's not a huge piece of property, but we have to do the right thing as to what it's being used for.
I do have a semi plan for the property if you would like that.
Yeah, that would be
I
excellent.
only have one copy.
Okay, nope, that's fine. And that's good. I'm gonna just have Ann take a peek at it, but at least we have something in the
Yeah.
file.
That's very good.
Yes, you guys can keep that. Again, I only have one copy.
Yep.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's all we need for the file, and that's very good that you did
Yeah,
that. Because
very
now,
Yep.
if the powers that be, at least we've got something that you have attested to. Anybody else have any questions? Pretty good. Okay. Do you have anything you want to add?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you have anything you want to?
No.
All good. Okay. So it looks like they'll, can't speak today, but it looks like exemptions will be granted. And then, again, if you could just put your best foot forward as far as the adjacent. And I'm assuming that Sunday and Wednesday services are enough to.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Not that we're telling you what to do, but.
No, I understand.
Just from the, use of the building.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So the city will send a couple notices out first week of April, and definitely appreciate you coming in and on time today.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Where did you come from?
Harrisville, New York.
What is it?
Harrisville, New York, about 45 minutes north of Watertown. I was there 5 years.
45 minutes north of
North
Watertown.
of
Make it.
Watertown?
Are you a skier or a tobogganer? Or a snowmobiler?
I am not. I have ridden snowmobiles in the past. I have an ATV. I'm the only person on my street with an ATV that plows with them.
Okay.
Everyone else uses shovels and snow blowers.
Right.
I have my Facebook picture from 3 years ago. I was standing in the snow to here that we got in one snowstorm. Worst I'd ever seen.
Harrisville. Where were you born?
I was born in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
groundhog. Yes.
Were you ever in the rallies?
If I was, I don't remember. My father was a preacher, so I was there. We moved there when I was 2.
Okay.
From there. So, if I probably was when I was a baby. I just don't remember.
Very cool. Do you make it a point to catch it on TV, or, I mean, the news
Honestly,
and
I
what
don't
have
pay
you?
a lot of attention to it.
You don't really care, is what you're saying.
My dad pastored in Harrisville, moved there in 2000, and when he passed away, I moved there in 19 to the same church.
Okay,
And so, I grew up there from when I was 9 to when I went to college.
okay.
And so, no matter what the groundhog said, we got snow.
Exactly.
The other day, Syracuse was about 0, and it was 17 below in Harrisville. So,
Man. Yeah, no, absolutely. I was gonna ask you, a little different then, a little less snowfall here then, I assume. Are you a Tug Hill thing? Is that?
just on the edge of it.
Okay.
So we get just a little bit of lake effect from Tug Hill. They get just a little bit of lake effect from Watertown. My father worked in the Tug Hill region as a postal employee, and they got hammered. So I have been up in that area a lot.
Crazy.
And it is very, very cold, very, very wintry. You've heard of Redfield probably in the news.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Redfield more than once. I made the mistake of driving through there in the winter once.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but they get hammered. Syracuse, it was the hottest summer I've had in years, and this has been a lovely winter. We've gotten snow. I know it's been cold.
Right, but it's been manageable over the last several years, you
Yes.
know? We don't get nailed,
Yes.
once in a while.
Yes.
So, yeah, well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Stay here and maybe continue to be less snow.
I hope so. Thank you all very much.
All right, you take care. Okay, 3104 South Salina. Good morning, how are you? Okay, let me just, I'm sorry?
She's talking to
Okay.
Mr.
How you doing?
All right.
Good. let me just make a couple notes here because I overwrote here. This is number 3 on our list. And okay, so just here for the one property, right? And so let me just swear you in. If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Magda Bayoumi.
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So let me, I recognize you. I think you've been in before. Was this,
This was a denial. This
oh,
wasn't.
this
a
was an
failure.
actual denial? Okay, so they got the notice and, okay, but it's a full exemption request. All right, let me just make that. Okay, just going to read the assessment information in, well, in this case, not necessarily as a formality, but let's go ahead and do that. Current tentative assessed value of $186,000 with a land value of $49,900. That would be a equatable full market value of $323,478. Okay, so this is Muslim American Care and Company.
Compassion.
Care and
Alliance.
Compassion. Okay, and that's the name of it. And 3104 South Salina Street. Okay, so was this exempt before? Okay, it was exempt, a full exemption,
Yes.
and somehow it's been denied for 2025. So where are we?
I'm really not sure why it's been denied. It's a free health clinic.
Let's start off with this then. Why did it get denied?
So we haven't had any, when did you start using again? Because we don't have any water being used in over a year, and we have code saying it's vacant. So I have a letter from code saying, in December, saying it's vacant. So
Okay.
when, I guess the question is, when has it been used?
It's used on Saturday only. We are open on Saturday. Before COVID, we had 2 days, Saturday and Wednesday. After COVID, we only open on Saturday. And we do a lot of telehealth now because after COVID, a lot of people do not want to go into a clinic. So unless they are really feeling that they need to come to the clinic, they come to the clinic. We are open every Saturday, and that's why when people pass by during the week, it's not open. But it is functioning, and we see patient. I have here the list of provider,
Okay, let's take a
which
look at
we
that.
submitted every year to the Department of Health. And that's the list of provider we have.
So it's open on Saturdays and
Open on Saturday.
and what exactly is being done there?
It's a medical clinic, so anyone uninsured can come and we treat them with no pay. We do not ask for any pay. As a matter of fact, we are partner with Lab Alliance that we send our patient there, and they do all the tests for free. Lab Alliance give us a grant, which we what you call it, not measure it, the word is not coming to my mind. Whatever they pay, we pay. And they treat us like Medicaid. So they give us the tests for a lot less than what if you are insured and going in and doing a test.
You're a doctor?
I am not a doctor,
Okay.
but I'm in the administration.
You're in the administration,
I am.
and who's the doctor?
Dr.
Is it
Mustafa.
Mohammed?
Mohammed is my husband. My husband and I had built this clinic for the uninsured. Our doctor right now on the record is Mustafa Awida, Dr. Awida. You have him on the list here.
Okay. And so he is there on Saturdays seeing people?
Not only him, we alternate. We have a lot of doctors that each
Come in and
one, because
volunteer.
it's all volunteer.
Okay.
No doctor gets paid.
Okay.
We don't get paid. It's all from the community. It's a community build and a community drive.
Okay. Let me just ask you. Is it, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think that there's a large population of uninsured and what have you. How many people are seen on Saturday? I'm thinking that this thing could be open 10 days a week, given the need. So I'm just asking. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm wondering if, how many people are seen on Saturday?
Really, my dream, we opened it in 2012, and my dream was that we open 7 days a week by now. However, we had Apollo came in, we had COVID came in, and every time we are up, we go down, we are up, we go down. We been seeing on average from 3 to 27. So it whatever number you wanted to pick up, you can pick up. But sometimes we only get 3 patients, and sometimes we get 27 patients.
Okay.
It's really not. Right now, we are working on the website. Everybody say the same thing, but we are not seeing the flex of people coming in. And since the doctors are volunteer, I cannot ask them to come more than 2 or 3 days a week. It's only we ask them to come once a month, once every other month, and that they are given their time and their
Yes.
their
No,
service.
I totally agree and love what you're trying to do. I do have a problem with a full exemption on 1 day a week, though. That's just me personally. I don't know what the other members think, but that's I love the what you're doing, but I have this is
Right.
I don't know what the law is, and I guess I got to dig a little bit deeper on that. But I don't dispute that what you're doing on Saturday would qualify for the exemption. But I
Yes.
have a little trouble with a full exemption on 52 days out of the year.
It's been on for the last, I'm saying, 12 years. They're talking about the water. We do not use much of the water because even the doctor, when they come, most of the time they either use
There's
the
got to be some
sanitizer.
usage, though. Are they saying
have
that
to
there's
I'll-
zero
I-
usage?
That's
we
what
use a
it's-
minimal thing, so
Yeah.
it's mostly washing hand if it's going to be on
Yeah, and
Saturday.
occasional somebody has to use
Yes,
the restroom. I get
but,
it. I get it. Which is, really isn't going to be much of a
But it's
reading.
going to meter, and I guess that's what I need to double, I will double check with
If it's
water.
being metered.
Yeah. We are working on our website to get more people. We are working on.
Well, yeah, but how long
so-
have you been
see that.
operating?
As I'm saying, after COVID, we really went down.
Well, when did
and
you start, though? When have you?
We
when-
started 2012.
2012. So I know you're working on a website, but we're talking.
We do have the website. We're working on improving the website to get more patient. And right now, I'm not sure with the new laws and what's going on, what's going to be happening. Are we going to get more patient? We're going to get less patient?
Well, yeah, I just,
it's,
are you doing any marketing and advertising type
and
thing?
that's what we are working on it too.
Okay, because I mean,
Yeah.
people, I would think they would come in droves.
A lot of people from upstate know about it. We have a student actually comes to our clinic, and from upstate, we are affiliated with Upstate Medical Center, and we get some student every Saturday to work with us as a shadow for the doctor and training. For the doctor, we have our community garden next to as we say, eat healthy and be healthy. So we're trying to work with the community.
Yes, which is, and I understand it's a volunteer. You've come in before. Was it for this property? And what was the issue then?
I don't remember.
Okay,
It may have been the same thing. I don't remember. Because
Okay.
it was a while ago.
okay. I remember you, but I just can't put the year on
I
it.
have to say, this is my first time to come. It's my husband, the one usually come, not me.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry then. I must remember
that's-
the
you remember
property
me
and
from
the
something else.
situation.
But
Okay.
I'm just,
Okay, but that,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. And yeah, and,
we file with the state and the federal every year.
yeah, okay.
So we have.
Well,
the
you're
paper-
following those rules, and that's excellent. We've got to get more activity, I think, is the issue.
Well, if you know of more patients, please send them to us. We're not closing our doors. We would love to open. Actually, we were working on, right before COVID, we were working on hiring nurse practitioners to come and open a third day. But when COVID hit, we really slowed down a lot. And my understanding, a lot of free clinic had closed after COVID. We have I think Barella, not sure the name exactly.
Okay.
Here in Syracuse closed. It's not Beverella closed after COVID. So we are the only one free clinic in the area at this point.
I'm not a Republican or a Democrat or really anything.
I'm not
But I
anything
think that,
either
I
at
think
this
that
point.
we're kind of past COVID, don't you think?
Yes, we are, and that's why I'm saying we have a lot of telehealth after COVID, but we're still working. We still,
People are
Existing.
still wanting, well, I guess it's, it might not be COVID anymore. It's so convenient to stay at home and have people come to you, so I get it.
yes.
I know there's look, what you're doing is excellent and honorable, and anytime, you're volunteering services out of your own pocket. So with that said, I think we got to, have a discussion on the amount of usage of the building and go from there, I guess. I can't really say at this point, where we're at. But anyway, at least we got the information and we know that it's open on every Saturday.
It is open.
Minus holiday and what have you. But so we know at least open, 50 days a year or what have you. Anything else you want to question or add at this point? Okay. All right. So I would say, continue on, and then the city will send a notice out first week of April with our decision, and then, we'll kind of go from there. I'm not
Sure.
really sure what to say at this point as far as, where we're at.
As I said, if you have any patient, we are open.
Yes.
We are, we are not closing. We are not telling
Whereabouts,
anyone.
how far down on, what is it, Salina?
It's right on the ram of 81.
On the
Okay.
corner of Newell,
On the-
Newell.
It used
so
to
not
be
quite to
Jennifer
South of
center,
Brighton.
Daniels'
south
clinic.
of Brighton.
South of Brighton, but before the turnpike?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah.
Used to be Jennifer Daniels' clinic, if you're
Oh,
familiar
I
with
do
Jennifer
remember
Daniels.
her.
Yes.
Is she still around?
No, she's in Panama at this point.
She what?
In Panama. Yes,
Oh, really?
yes.
I remember she was doing some good things down there.
We're still trying to do the good things.
Yes, absolutely. No, and I don't dispute that. So I remember her name and, yeah. Okay, so if you don't have anything to add, I think we're good, and I appreciate you coming in, and we'll see where we go from here.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Yes, you too. Okay, great. All right.
When is she gonna do this?
So we've got 127 West Brighton Ave, and then we'll get to yours. This gentleman had one, so we thought that we would have him in. How are you, sir? How are you today?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Thanks for coming in. You're here for 127 West Brighton Avenue.
Correct.
Okay. That's the only property here. Okay, if I could just swear you in, if you could raise your right hand. State your name for the record.
Abdullah Shahid Shakir.
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me just find your property on our master list here. 127 West Brighton Ave. That'll be number 4 for our purposes.
If I could
Sure,
speak first.
please.
So I tried to get a hold of you like 3 times. I sent you emails about when you took over the property from Umi, from Amatula. Were you one in the same group? Because I don't have any paperwork. So that's what I was trying to get is your official paperwork.
Oh, we were tenants. We were renting the
From
place
Amatula?
From Amatula, right.
So,
Even though we were both Muslim, but we was
Right,
renting because
right.
we used to be at 2504 Salina Street, that little white house.
got it, yep, okay.
She, her husband came over there and told our people they could move over there for free.
Okay.
And you know what that means.
Yep,
They decided, let's go over there because Amatula said free. I said, you can't do nothing for free. And so at the White House, I did that. I put my hand up on the ceiling. I said, we can heat this room in 5 minutes. So they got all them 3 rooms down there. You have to come down there, turn the heat on at 9 o'clock, and then by 1 o'clock, then it'll be warm enough for the people to come in for service.
got it, okay. So, but do you have, I guess I can't find your paperwork for, like your ruling letter from the IRS that says you're exempt. That's what I can't locate, and that's what I was trying to tell you. It's not so much the use of the building, it's your paperwork. So, because I emailed you a couple times and tried to, sorry, Joe,
I
but,
tell you,
Oh, that's
when it
perfectly
come down
fine.
to that, them cell phones and stuff, I'm just not a cell phone person. And if I see numbers I don't recognize,
Yep.
that's because I've been hacked so many times.
You're looking for the IRS exemption
yeah,
letter.
I just, oh. Yeah, this is absolute part of it. Yeah, do you have more of it in there?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I really didn't know what
Yeah.
I was here for anyway, so.
Do you mind if she takes a look through there, just in case?
Yeah, just because,
I know nothing about business. The only reason I'm there is just nobody want to do anything, so I'm just there trying to keep the place held together.
Yeah, sure.
and you're still using it though, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How often do you use it?
For prayer every day, people come, those who come to the morning prayer, or come to the noon prayer. So it's
Okay.
used every day.
So it's used every day and for various prayer services?
Yeah, right. Well, we're the only inner city, but we don't call ourselves a mosque because our late leader, Imam Wahiddin Muhammad, told us we can't use the term mosque unless we have 50 people or more. So that's why we are an Islamic community center.
Okay, interesting. Why don't you change the rules?
Well, out of respect for our leader, though, we figured he was a pretty wise man.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jimmy Carter invited him down to give them, lessons about Islam when the Ayatollah was doing all that talking, if Jimmy Carter can invite him to the White House, then I can respect whatever he says.
Absolutely, I agree.
Well said.
Yes, I would agree. When did he pass away?
believe back in 2009, no, not 2000, around 2000, maybe 2000, 2010, 2000, somewhere around that time period.
Okay.
Let me turn this thing down.
Do you have any more of paperwork at home? Because this is from the IRS, it's just I probably need what's attached to it.
Probably do
Okay,
have
all
stuff
right.
still around.
Michelle, could you take this and go copy it, please? I'll take what's in here, and then I'll just if you wouldn't, or maybe law, you could go into law. Okay, thank you.
We are basically a senior citizen center now because all of our young people, they done grew up and gone and they done flew the coop and nobody comes back. Many of our other young people, we lost them to Comstock when they built the Comstock Mosque up there. A lot of our young people went up there because the person who was the imam up there, he, for some reason, was giving out small loans with no interest payments. And people hear about that, especially African American. You hear about somebody giving them loans, you don't have to pay no interest on it. So we lost a lot of our young people that went up there. And then naturally, people love to go tell, instead of keeping their mouth shut, telling everybody you can go up there and you can get these free, no interest loans and stuff. And so we just lost all of our young people. So our average age is 70 years old down there now.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they still come daily, right? A lot of them come
Well,
daily.
no, not a lot of them, no.
But
Like I say, we are an inner city mosque. And so majority of our people, when they think of being a Muslim, you're not a true Muslim unless you're with the Arabs. If you're with us, you're not a real Muslim, you know. So that's because I was the first chaplain that started going up to the public safety building in James, Islamic chaplain in Jamesville, and that was because of the when Interfaith Works got started. Reverend Terry Cobertson, she came to me and told me that the Muslims wasn't being serviced in the jail or the prison, and so I told her at that time, I say I was trying to get into the jails to service the Muslims, but they wouldn't let me come in. And well, the reason they wouldn't let me come in is, I hate to say this, but when I used to be in the Nation of Islam back in the 60s, we used to come here and sell our papers. So the police would pick me up on the streets, take me downtown, put me in the holding pen, keep me down there all day until 6 o'clock in the evening. Then say, oh, you can go sell your papers now. See, I was from Rochester, so I would have to leave, go back to Rochester. They did the same thing with us, with all the cities we go to. They put us in the jail, hold us in there all day long, then say we can go sell our papers.
What was the purpose of that?
Don't know. They just didn't want us selling our paper to the black people in those cities
During the day?
during the day, anytime, day or night.
But then they said you could go and
Oh,
sell.
yeah, because we had to go back to Rochester. We didn't live in these cities.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So they said you could go sell your papers.
Right, because they
but
knew
go
we
back
had to
to
go
Rochester.
straight back to Rochester. Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of that going on in those days because in those days I was under the following the leadership of Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X leader, and so again there was a whole lot of stuff went down back in those days.
Yes, very much so.
And so things didn't change until his son, he was Wallace D. Muhammad. Then he became the leader of the community, and he changed. And Minister Farrakhan followed him for 3 years, and then Minister Farrakhan broke away from him and restarted the Nation of Islam all over again under his leadership.
So back then, freedom of speech was something, but apparently it wasn't adhered
here, we'll
to.
put them right in here. Thank you.
Apparently. Yeah, well, I know why they didn't let me come into the jail, because some of the deputies back then, they remembered me from back then when I would be arrested and put in the holding pen. They remembered me, so that's why they wouldn't let me come in. And like I say, it wasn't until it was the Interreligious Council that got started back then. In fact, it got started based on my leader, Imam Wallace D. Muhammad, when in 1975. He had down in Atlanta, he had the first interfaith dialogue in Atlanta. And Dr. Joan Regier, who helped get Interfaith Work started here, he told me he heard about that meeting and he went to it. He kept that in mind. And when he settled here in Syracuse, That's when he got with the various rabbis, the priests, and the different preachers here in Syracuse, and that's how they got the interreligious council started at that time. Right. So
Because
Terry
Interfaith
Copeland-
Works is pretty
Yes.
good-sized organization, right?
Yes, I've been with them been with them ever since they got started. In fact, the first four directors, all of them told me to teach what my leader teach, and I honored those first four leaders at the Southwest Community Center. In fact, they have a plaque at Interfaith Works. Now they have a plaque with the first four directors that ran that place. And that's why I became the chaplain, because Reverend Culbertson, for the first 3 years, I did it for free, because the county didn't have any money, for a Muslim chaplain. And once they got the money, then they sent the money through Interfaith Works, which came through jail ministry. And so, like, Reverend Blue, Monsignor David, and them, like, they was getting like $15 an hour. I was getting $7.50 an hour, because I was working through jail ministry. But the good part of that, they could only come at their respective times of chaplaincy. Monsignor Davin, he only came in the daytime. Reverend Blue, Reverend Reed, they only came in the evening. I could come 24 hours in there. I could come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that was the good thing. So if they had packages to give to the inmates, rather than putting them up front where it might take a week before the inmate get the package, they would give the package to me, and I'd take it directly to the inmate. Yeah, so that's how we used to work together like that. Like I say, a lot of the police remembered me when I used to get arrested. In fact, at the public safety building, I was doing the Friday service. When I was coming out, the deputy, he was an older deputy, he said, "You look familiar to me." He said, "I've seen you before." I said, "Can you imagine me being 150 pounds, bald head, having a suit on with a bow tie?" He said, "Oh, yeah, you were one of Mr. X's boys." I said, "Yes, sir, I was one of Mr. X's boys." He said, "I thought you looked familiar." And that was one of the reasons why they didn't let me come in. They thought I was, I guess, still part of the Nation of Islam. Yeah, we've gone through a whole lot of stuff through those years.
What did you do for a living?
Well, I worked at Chrysler. I worked at New Process Gear. Well, when I came here, I started working at New Process Gear. When I first came here, I was working for Prudential Insurance when I first came here. But I hate to say this, but so in our community, we was having internal problems in the community, and so I told my staff managers that I was going to resign, because the internal problems we were having, it was going to mess around and draw. I hate to say this again. It was going to mess around and draw the mafioso boys into our business, because my staff manager, he was Italian, and the person who they brought and put over our area here, we were trying to tell the people that he was an implant, that he was implanted in our community to try to break down the northeast, the upstate region. We tried to tell the people this man was an implant brought in here to break us up, but people didn't want to believe us. And so what he started doing, he started going to the prisons around here, getting these lifers who's coming out early, and he got his hit squad together. And that's what they started doing. They started them coming after us. In fact, in the Nation of Islam, those of us, we were the first college generation that came into the Nation of Islam. So we was that questioning generation. And so they kicked us out all over the nation. So what we used to do, we used to form groups, and we would have meetings in the various cities telling the people what was going on. And generally, that's what they would do. They would send a hit squad. The first big encounter we had was in Rochester, but we had a security team too, because our security team at the church that we was having the meeting, they didn't send their boys there to that church because we had too many guys. And what they did was they sent had a meeting at one of the brothers' house, so they sent the hit squad of 5 guys to that house. The brother who owned the house, when the knock came on the door, I told him, "Don't open up the door." But he went and opened up the door anyway. And then they came in and they gang bang came on in, lined all of us up against the wall and everything, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, who are you looking for? Well, unfortunately, I had become the assistant minister because the minister, he had got kicked out. Because I was a student minister, they made me the minister because the people trusted me. I raised more money than Buffalo. And so the minister told me to go back and raise some more money. And I made the mistake of saying, Brother Minister, I can ask my people to give till it helps, but I can't ask people to give till it hurt them. What I want to say that for. And the next Sunday, he came back down to the meeting. I lived in the mosque at that time. So he came upstairs, lip slapped me up there while all the people were down there waiting, told me to go downstairs, open up for him. I went downstairs. I stood up there at the rostrum for a half hour, just standing there. And I guess one of the, well, our military was called the FOI. So I guess the first lieutenant saw that something was wrong. I was William Darden at that time before I changed my name. So he said, teach on the knot, Brother William. What do you mean by the knot? Because I was holding my stomach like that. My stomach did have a knot in it. So he said, teach on the knot, Brother William. You know, that when he did that, because he had a type of voice, it was funny the way he talked. And when he did that, it was like something like he jarred it loose a little bit. And the secretary's wife, she was one of these ladies who talked through her nose. And when she said, come on, Brother William, and that did it. That did it. Then the knot went away. And then I did my script opening. After I did my script opening, he went up there and told the people, you know, good thing he loosened up because nobody was going to leave here until I come up. And so he, when we left, and so what happened, I got in a fight with police, with two police officers when I was coming from the mosque. Long story, a bunch of police officers got hurt because I thought they felt that that I was supposed to stand there and let them beat on me. Well, not stand there. I was in the cop car. Really, I was in the back seat of the cop car. The cop came around. He jumped on the front seat, started spraying mace in my face. Matter of fact, that's where I get my deep voice from, because mace got in and singed my vocal cords and everything. And so all I heard was a voice in my head that said air. And I don't even know how I got back from behind that church parking lot, back out on the street. I don't know how I got out there. All I know was air. And the next thing I know is the only other thing I remembered, this police officer, he was pushing my head down in the snow with his billy club. And something said, no. And the people say I reached up and grabbed the cops by his belt, and I slammed him down on the ground. And this guy from the Rochester Gas and Electric, who was up on the telephone pole, they said that he came and jumped on my back and knocked me back down in the snow. He went back up on the telephone pole. And then by then, the other four police officers, they had grabbed me and they had me spread eagle in the air. And the people say that I just pulled everything in and just kicked everything out. And three of the policemen let loose, but the one who was holding my right arm, he was still holding me. And they say some kind of way I got him, I threw his legs up in the air. In gymnastics, there's a thing that's called, it's called a wheelbarrow. Person jump up in the air, when his legs go up, as he come down, you jump up, and you just keep the wheelbarrow going. And they say, me and that police officer, we went all the way back down to the mosque, 200 yards back down to the mosque doing the wheelbarrow.
So let me interrupt and say that I'm very sorry that I asked you what you did for a living.
I can hear my wife and all those poor people.
Well, listen, I appreciate that story, and I appreciate what you do, and I'm sure all your parishioners, for lack of a better word, do as well.
They don't particularly care about me because I'm too hard.
Yeah, yeah. So are we trying to still get some more
Yeah,
information?
I'll give him yeah.
You've got contact information from him on a on a number that he
you call him from his cell
recognizes?
phone number?
Probably the city number, yes.
Oh.
Not the cell phone, but I don't have a card with me. You know, can I write my name on there?
Right there,
Okay.
and that number,
And
so
number,
I can put it on my cell phone that says city.
Right, exactly. It'll be a 448 number,
Oh, okay.
I think. Didn't I swear?
He did. Because he said he was, yes.
Yeah, I thought it did. I swore you in, correct?
Yes,
Asked you to raise your right
Yes.
hand? Yeah. No, it's okay. Good checking, yes. All right, well, excellent. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much for coming in.
I'll give you a call.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and then we'll see if we can get, when you do go back to your office or your house, try to see if you can locate some more IRS papers.
Okay. Yeah, because there's probably things in the records down at the center also, because usually I'd be up at my house.
Yeah, no, that would be good. Don't dispute what you're doing daily, but it'd be good just to have some documentation for the
Okay.
file.
Yeah, because we had a thing about the water before, but at that time, I think the meter had gone, so they had to come and put a new meter in.
Yeah,
down
I mean,
there.
there's water
happens.
usage there,
Right.
so I don't have a problem so much with the usage. It was just the paperwork.
And since we haven't got the kitchen back open yet, that's another reason we're not using water, because we're not doing the dinners and stuff. Hopefully, because since Ramadan starts at the 28th of this month, we might get back. But we won't be selling food, giving food to the people anymore, because we just be having our own lunches and food gatherings at the end.
Yep.
So hopefully we get back started again,
Okay,
and hopefully we get some more young people coming in.
yeah.
Yes, well, you got to offer those loans. That'll get them back.
Well, we can hardly pay our own bills. That we get.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, listen, it was great meeting you and appreciate you coming in.
Nice to meet you all also. You
Yes.
just had to run my mouth.
No, that was good. We all love history, I think.
But
So.
I do a thing called Right Minds Matter, What's Your Fears? Like I just finished doing one last Wednesday at the Southwest Community Center, and in December I did one at the Dunbar Center. I did two at the Toomey Abbott Apartments up there. Did one at the
Yeah.
McCarthy Manor Apartments.
Yeah.
Right. When I say Black Minds Matter, what I let people understand.
Did you say black minds matter?
See, what people don't know, black is a German word that means pale, white and pale. Indians got it right the first time.
Yeah.
They say I'm pale face. And they don't even speak German. Well, that's how I do it, how I break that down. I let people know. Because in Verona, at the Rotary training program in Verona, one of the members said, dude, how do you feel being the only black here? I said, I feel great with my brothers and sisters. He said, huh? I said, with my brothers and sisters. Black is a German word that means white and pale. He says, is that right? And the lady who was teaching the class, she said, he's right. And he said, well, why they don't tell you that? She said, they're not going to tell people that.
Yeah.
Right, so that's why I let people know, we all brothers and sisters, we human beings.
Of course.
So we don't need to be going out here dealing with all this color stuff.
Of course.
Make bitter sense.
Yes.
Okay, let me get you go.
Yeah, very good.
Good brother, yes.
So much for the one.
Get out here.
Yeah.
So
All right.
No, forget.
That's right. And we know you work at Chrysler, so we're all set there.
we have our name means in your church.
Yeah, I know. Great.
Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
How are you, sir? Sorry for the long wait.
I work here, so it's fine.
Oh, all right, very
10
good.
o'clock meeting with Deputy Mayor, so I'll let her know he ran me late.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So just want to confirm here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're here for 8 properties.
Yeah, they're probably parcels, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
Just, if you want, there's 4 of those 8 that were not exempt prior.
Okay.
I have applications for the other 4. So if however you want to, if you just want to read 4 and then read all 8, but you only want to talk about the 4 that weren't prior exempt,
Okay.
if you want to save some time.
Yeah,
Because
so.
I don't have a problem with the 4 that were exempt. It's the new one. It's kind of like the new ones that were never exempt before.
So can you tell me the 4 that were exempt?
108, 10, Corning.
All right, hold on a second. Because I want to pull those out and read those first.
Okay.
Okay.
112 Corning. 112-16, it is, I think.
Yep, you're right. Okay.
And then 16, 16-18 South, 1620, 1626, and then 1632. And then I do have a question on May, so I'd like that to be read in just read.
So did you say there was 4 exempt? Because I just pulled out 6.
Is there only 8? How many?
Yeah, there's only 8. The other 2 I have is 98 Hillview and 215 May.
And they're probably all parcels. Those are just parcels to the church.
Yeah, we're just trying to separate the ones that have been exempt
Oh, okay,
versus the
okay,
ones that
that's fine.
haven't.
All right, so you didn't file on like 119 West Lafayette or South Salina Street?
She should have. I think what she did, our treasurer, somehow lost paperwork. And we usually have it in early, by the 31st.
Let's do this real quick. Let me
Yep.
swear you in because
Yep.
we're going to start to get into it. If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Lateef Johnson Kinsey.
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Okay, so we're good there, just so we can move
Yeah.
forward on,
Okay.
However you want me to do it is perfectly fine. I
Right.
pulled out the 6 that you just, are you saying the 6 that you just told me have
Are
been
currently
exempt?
exempt, yes,
Okay.
or were exempt, yes.
Okay,
So there's 4, Lateef, that are not currently exempt. And still, so they're all vacant lots. So
Yeah.
we've got 119 West Lafayette and 2912 South Salina, 120 and 124 West Corning. So was she supposed, so those weren't, so she didn't get renewals on those. So I guess I apologize. I was thinking that you applied on those too, but was she supposed to?
No, I think whatever we've been doing in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's not, then it probably
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay.
all right, then, so what I'm thinking I'm
Just
doing is
read
I'm
them all
going to,
in and I don't.
or
there's
should
not
I
gonna
read
be a-
in the 6 that have been exempt?
And what are those
confirm
what are the other
those.
2?
The other 2 are 98 Hillview and 215 May,
Okay.
and I can read those in
Yeah,
last
that's-
if you
yeah.
want.
That
Okay.
you can read them all. It's all fine.
Okay, all right. So what I'll do, it sounds like the argument's the same, or the explanation is the same for all of them. So let me read them all in,
Okay.
and then I'll turn it over to you for some commentary. Then we'll go to Ann, and we should be in good shape. If I could, are they all full exemption issues?
Yes.
Okay. So everything that we heard so far is full exemption requests?
Correct.
Okay. And if I could, and excuse me just for 1 second, and the first 2 that we did, it sounds like those were going to be okay, which is Hatch and Elmhurst.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And then we're up in the air on South Salina and waiting for information on Brighton.
Right. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let me read these in, and then we'll go from there. So the first one we have is 108-10 West Corning Ave. Now, what is that?
Parcel 108,
108-10 West
Yeah.
Corning.
probably parking for the church.
Okay,
on
so
Corning Ave.
there's no building on it.
No.
Okay, so let's see what we have. Let me just get this. Okay, let's see. (108-10) West Corning, Well of Hope Church. Current tentative assessed value 2,800. Land value 2,800. Equatable market value 4,870. 4,870. Okay. Okay. And again, this is parking lot parcel type thing. Okay, very good. Let's go on to the next one, which is 112-16 West Corning. That's number 6 for our purposes. And this here is what?
112?
Yeah,
It's just another parcel.
another parcel.
That's the church
Oh,
itself.
that is? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay, that's the church?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
This is
112,
112-16 West Corning. But next year, if you forget where the church is, we got a problem. We just, we're
That's
not
why I'm
sure,
the pastor. I got treasurers and accountants, but this
All
is
right.
something that slipped
Well,
up
make
there.
sure they tell you where the church is.
Yeah. Well, that's not our main
No,
building
I
now is on South Ave, so I don't know what is
Okay,
going on
no,
over there.
I'm just having fun with you. All right, so assessed value 74.4, current tentative 11,500 land value, and 129,391 is the equatable assessed value. I'm sorry, the equatable market value. Again, I'm just reading the numbers in. I understand that the request is a full exemption. Okay. Next one is 1616-18 South Ave. And let me just go to that one. And then what is this?
It's a vacant lot. Or it might be, it's actually parking.
Parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, parking lot. And we have 10,500 current tentative assessment, 10,500 land value, equatable market value of 18,261. And this is a full exemption as well. Request. Okay, then we have 1620-22 South Ave.
Parking or 1640. Yeah, parking. That's all parking.
Okay, 16-20, 1620-22. 20,700 current tentative assessed value, 18,800 land value, and a equatable market value of 36,000. Is because of the difference, is there something on there like a shed or something? No, land value should be the same, but it isn't.
It's probably partially for the Tarvia, I'm gonna guess. I'd have to look.
Just curious.
Yeah, because it's a striped lot, so maybe we have some small amount on the actual Tarvia.
Okay. All right, that sounds good, and we're okay there. And then we have 1626-28 South Ave. Which is number 9 for our purposes. And what is this?
More parking.
More parking. Okay. And so we have numbers 15.5, current tentative assessed value 14,000, land value, equatable market value on that is $26,957. Then we have, I think, the last of the 6 that have been exempt in the past, 1632-40 South Ave. Let's just go to that. Okay, and we have.
It's the church.
Okay, this is the church here. We have a current tentative assessed value of $540,000 with a land value of $56,700. That would be an equatable market value of $939,130. Didn't look at these numbers prior, but yeah, that certainly would be probably the church. That's the address of the church, just in case.
I didn't know that. we use 1640.
See that? All right.
You helped me out today.
Glad you came.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And, okay, so these here are new. We have 98 Hillview. So what is what is this property, if you know?
Yes, it's a parcel. It's the side of the church. It's just a parcel.
It's just a parcel,
Yeah,
and
it's
is it
not-
used for parking, or are these like lots that became available and you guys picked them up as time went on?
No, so I know this property is fairly pretty old. It was Elmwood
That's the
Presbyterian
strip,
Church.
right? Is that's,
So,
I don't,
yeah, so
it's
it's
a
kind of
weird,
behind. Yeah,
it's a weird strip of land that,
yeah, we get hit with fines too because we cut the grass and then it's like a slither of
Right.
place where it's the other people's property too. It's weird over there. It's just, yeah, it's weird.
it's that strip.
Because it was a house
Right there?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
was the parcel,
Okay,
probably in the 60s or 50s whenever Elmwood Presbyterian Church was there.
that's a beautiful church.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so this would have been good. So this is everything that we're talking about
Yep.
here. Okay, great. Great. Is that, could we put that in the file? Yeah, I think that'd be helpful. Okay, let me just read some numbers on 98 Hillview. Current tentative assessed value $700. Land value $700. Market value on those numbers $1,217. And very good. Okay, this here, I'll put in this file, but we'll know its reference for all of them. And then the last property that we have as far as a file is concerned, and then we'll get to the other two, is 215 May Ave, and more of the same.
Yeah, that's where a house was, and now it's like gated, so we let kids, they play there. It's like a little outside play area,
Okay.
but it probably was a house there years ago.
Okay.
That was torn down.
Excellent. And that's part of what we saw on that map?
Yes, that's part of
Yeah.
that, yep.
Good. Okay. For our purposes, that's number 12.
And I think that's gonna be it.
Okay, not the other two?
No.
Okay, without the files. So numbers-wise, 215 May Ave, $5,000 current tentative assessed value, $5,000 land value, $8,696 equatable market value, and that'll complete the files, and the other two that you mentioned will table for now.
Yeah, I don't,
Okay, so, does he need to provide anything, or?
Corning you're still using though, right? That, the building on Corning?
Yeah, it's an annex, so
Okay.
we use it for different outreach
Got
things
it.
right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay,
Do we have the correct mailing address for you guys?
1640?
I'll check it. So you want all the Corning stuff to go to 16?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
everything,
double
yeah.
check that.
The main office is at 1640.
Okay.
And
I'll-
she just,
I'll-
make sure she doesn't put the papers underneath other things.
Just call, you know what? I should have known better. I should have, but, okay, so I'll check the mailing address, but, okay. All right,
Hard to find a treasurer that you trust. He's 75, but
no,
trust her.
absolutely.
gotta have somebody you trust, so.
You gotta, yeah.
But I think our accountant, we have David Marnell as our accountant. I think he's gonna take over from here, and it'll go to the church, and he'll have it, and he'll make sure things get done. Kind of how we work with it.
No, for sure. And you want to have a system of checks and balances, at least two signers on any checkbook.
Oh, yeah, we have an accounting firm that everything, yeah, we business. We don't play around.
No, I know,
Yeah.
with the cash collection and what have you, you gotta stay on top of it.
Yeah, that's why we have a CPA that does all our books, everything. We don't-
Those guys you gotta watch too. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, so, all good? All right, well, thank you very much for coming in. I'm sorry you
Appreciate
had
Tell
to
Deputy
wait.
Mayor I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're okay.
Yeah, no, that was, good, and, we'll handle, the church will get a bunch of, 8 letters, around, April 1st or so.
April 1st?
Just
Okay.
saying that everything's all set.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. If anybody's got to use the restroom, feel free to go. We'll keep going here. But, over you, sir.
Morning.
Okay, I believe you're here for 3 properties?
Correct.
Okay. And so I'm going to swear you in before we speak. Is there any particular order? Oh, okay. Any particular order, Ann? All right, very good. Then what I'll do is take them in the order I have them, which it appears that they are. Okay. If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Wayne Wager.
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability? Okay, thank you very much. All right, so let me start off with 511-13 South Midler. And I'm wondering if, should I be reading all these in together?
No, they're all set. This is 3. These were, we never received the application, but one of them is actually more in question than the other 2.
Okay,
Doesn't, no, separate's good.
separate's good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and do that. And let me just look here. This will be 13 as far as our purposes. 511-13 South Midler Ave. If you can maybe just push that up towards you a little bit, yeah, having some reception issues. Okay, so once again, 511-13 South Midler Ave. This is an actual church building, I believe.
It's a 2-family house.
It's a 2-family house, okay.
511, isn't that the church?
511-13.
Oh, yes, I apologize. That's the church itself.
Okay, that's the actual church. And numbers, 265,200 is the current tentative assessed value. That would be a land value included in that of 40,900. The full market value is $461,217. Are all 3 of these a full exemption question?
Yes.
Okay.
There is an application in that file, correct? Because that was, we just didn't.
There is an application in the file.
Do we have the correct mailing address that now that's supposed to go to Court Street?
Yeah, I think that's the original problem. So it's going to Court Street now, and that's probably why it was late. So I think we still should go to Court Street, though.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And I have, I have
Yeah, I don't have a problem
authorization.
with it, the church.
Okay. All right, and so that's that. This is the church building. What's the nearest, okay, I'm just trying to visualize.
Yeah, Burnett, right?
Yep.
The fire department.
Yep. Going towards James? Yeah. Same side? Yeah, okay. Know where you are. Okay, and that one is, okay, it sounds like. Then we have 515-17 South Midler Ave. And what is this parcel?
That is a house.
Is this the two-family house? Is a two-family house next to the church?
Right next to the church.
Okay. So just some numbers here. Current tentative assessed value of $80,000 with a land value of $15,000. And the full market value is $139,130. That's based on those numbers there. Is this a full exemption request as well? Luann said the church is okay, but just a quick rundown on services
On the
on the Act Church.
at church.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably 3 services on Sunday. There is a Burmese congregation, a Cuban, and then a small Baptist church that meets in there
On Sundays.
on Sunday. So
And then
3
what takes
services.
place during the week?
Saturday, there'd be prayer meeting in the morning, and there would be, I guess, praise team rehearsal Saturday night. And there might be a Bible study in the midweek from one of the other congregations.
What's your relationship to the church?
So I'm the pastor at Lincoln Wesleyan Church, and so my dad is the overseeing pastor here, but he's on vacation, so I've stood. But I'm work with him and am responsible, I guess, to oversee this church also.
Okay.
So as far as other churches being involved that we're working with, the other 2 congregations, and I teach their youth and things like that.
Okay. And did you say Lincourt Wesleyan?
Yeah.
And where's that?
Court Street, across from Lincourt School,
Yeah.
near Old Syracuse, China.
Yeah.
Brick.
Yep. And that's a standalone building?
Yes.
I was just trying to picture it across from Lincourt School.
A little bit of diagonal. There's a little bit of
Is
a
there an
diagonal.
office building over there?
Yeah, the office
Medical
building right
office
next to
building?
the office building, next, like on that street, right next door.
Okay. Very good. All right, so,
Do those 3 different, do they pay rent? Burmese, Cuban, and Baptist, are they paying you rent? Do you know?
They're certainly paying money towards the heat and other things. I think the one church pays like $200 a month, and the other one maybe $5.
Do you have actually leases with them, or?
No. The one church, the Burmese church, is actually part of the Wesleyan Church. And so, since it's a Wesleyan church, that I guess we wouldn't call it rent, right? We'd say that they're helping out to continue the upkeep of the building versus, I guess, all the money coming into one treasury. They would have their own that they would be responsible for to the denomination.
What's going on in the 2-family?
So there we have a Christian counselor that we let use that place. She does not pay any rent. In exchange for that, we are able to use her in not only that church, but my church also, to send our parishioners to her in counseling if they need counseling of any sort like that. So I don't know, maybe 2 days a week type thing. I don't think it's full days though. I think it's on appointment.
And what about the other unit? Is the other unit?
The other unit right now is there might be a girl up in there, and so they we have used it, you know, to help people, I guess, get back on their feet type thing, and then they move on
You're
from
saying
there.
there might be a girl up
There could be a girl up there.
living
Yep, yep.
second floor?
Second floor.
So first floor is
Just,
strictly, nobody's living there, it's used for some counseling services type thing.
yeah,
And it might be 2 days a week.
right.
Okay. And then somebody else is there that is being helped out by the church, different people type thing.
Correct. And that changes throughout
Right, as needed.
as needed.
No rents received.
No,
No rents received on either apartment.
Correct.
It sounds like.
right.
And at the church, going back to the church, I assume you guys file a tax return? I mean, how do you show the income, or that all in the,
Yeah,
because that's kind of a problem.
well,
I
we,
assume all three churches are paying a stipend, or?
no, I don't think, I think the one church is probably, I don't know if it is at all. It's small.
Getting your father in trouble, you know?
That's why I thought Ray Dagg was supposed to kind of, I talked to him,
Did you?
but then I never heard. I know we wanted to inspect it, our office didn't get the chance to. But I'm not sure I realized that it was being rented out to different, congregations type thing, so.
Well, we certainly wouldn't consider the one our congregation that is Wesleyan to be rented. I'm just saying that they give money towards, but it's their building, right? I mean, it's our building, but they're a part of us, so.
Just the Burmese part, though.
Yes.
Just the Burmese.
Correct, and the new Spanish one, you know, they just started about 2 months ago. And so we just asked basically just for them to offset the heat, that's all. If they're using it, yeah. And they use it twice, you know, they use it twice a week.
Was the thing that you had a question on?
I had a
didn't
question
get-
on the house, not the
the-
church.
No, I understand that. The house that we just read in?
Yeah, the other house when you read it in, that is, who's living there on,
Yeah, that's the caretaker.
All right, so we'll get to that in a second. I have issues with, you know, the lack of full-time scenario for a full-time exemption. I'm not saying that to you specifically.
I understand.
We had another one that come up that we have to address in that respect. So I got to get some, you know, further feedback from legal or whatever. But anyway, at least, you know, and appreciate your honesty in telling us exactly how 515 is being used, and then we'll have to kind of see what the, you know, where that goes, I guess. But we understand that what's happening there. So I'm going to just make a note here. And, all right, so we're done with the church and the two family. Anything else you want to add? Okay, and Ann, we have enough information there.
Question, Joe?
Yeah, sure.
Can you tell me like the history of the church? 'Cause
Going back, like, way back.
no, even like, so now it's part of the Wesleyan Church,
Yeah,
and then you have two other groups. So even 5 years ago.
yeah, it was always the Wesleyan Church, back as far as, I think, 1800s probably.
Okay.
The denomination's headquarters was here in Syracuse and downtown at the Mission restaurant. And our printing stuff was here in Syracuse. That church, I would say, was kind of like the big church at the time. And then, so over the years, it serves, you know, up and down in population and things like that. So it's always been a Wesleyan church. my dad became pastor there probably 2 years before COVID, maybe. And it was an older congregation, and that's when I kind of got involved. And so we started some new services, and then COVID slowed that down. And then we, at Lincourt, we have quite a Burmese population there also. We run it a little bit different, though. And so we had a Bible school in Lincourt, and part of our group split off because of a different language. And that's how we said, well, we have space there, let's use that. And so that's how they got there. And then I've been trying to start Spanish work in Syracuse, and I'm still trying to, and so that's why we brought this pastor in to, to continue to try to work with Spanish people in Syracuse. That's kind of it.
The short answer is this has been a Wesleyan church forever.
Yeah.
But population of the parishioners ebbs and flows. And
Absolutely.
you're trying to supplement it either from a mission standpoint.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a lot like that, like Pompeii has a Vietnamese mass. And,
Yep.
there's probably, reciprocation, and all that good stuff, and I get that.
I'm good with the answer.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, sounds good there. So let's move on to 506 Nichols Ave. And let me just read some numbers in. I understand that that's where the caretaker stays. 506 Nichols Ave, $95,000 current tentative assessed value, $24,600 land value in that figure, $165,217 is the equatable market value. This is a full exemption also. This is where the is it a full-time caretaker?
Yeah, I'd consider it full-time.
Yeah, a full-time, and the person resides in this, what is this? Is this a single-family house?
Yep, single-family house.
Single-family house,
Right at the back of the church.
okay, right. Nichols, okay, I see. And so lives there full-time, rent-free, I assume, in lieu of services, and so what are his duties?
So the grounds.
Or her.
Yeah, the grounds is all that, take care of that. And then unlocking and locking the building for all the services, and then going through the building, checking the washrooms for left on water and all that, those type of things.
Okay. Cleaning inside
Cleaning
and- okay.
and painting and maintenance, minor maintenance.
So pretty, so that's,
And,
yeah, that's a fair
mail.
amount. Yeah,
Just for this church or for yours in Lincoln?
No, just this church.
Okay.
okay. And how did you acquire that building?
I think that's always been the parsonage as long as I can remember.
Okay. So it's always been.
Yeah, into the
part of it.
60s. Yeah.
When did you purchase the two-family? Or when did that become?
I would
acquired?
say probably before, in the 80s maybe, that
Okay,
type.
so it's all these properties have been,
Yeah.
So you're just questioning the usage or questioning it
Well, I
or
think we
confirming?
went around regarding whether a groundskeeper is also entitled to live in a property. I mean, normally it's the pastor or, but I
that's a
think
good point.
we've gone around with, whether a caretaker is allowed to live, rent-free. So
And that would change as we change pastors. So my dad lives in the area, so that housing was not needed. So they came up with the idea to offset, take that to, instead of, in lieu of pay, right? Or,
And how long is the caretaker, or how long is
So she's been there
somebody
since
other than the pastor been residing in that property? Roughly.
I would say maybe 2 years before, maybe 17.
So it's been a long time. What does the law say?
to verify it, because I know we've been in
have to follow
conversations
the
with,
law,
their,
right? So-
with their attorney, and I don't believe. I
With
think
whose
it-
attorney?
With their attorney, which was Mr. Dag Ray, that's been in here before,
Okay.
so. I have to verify that with I'm gonna verify that
legal.
with our attorneys.
Okay. We just have to do
Yeah.
by the law, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And, until that's changed or modified, and I don't know what the law is, but I guess, we'll find out that there. So this was a good discussion, I think. Anything else you want to add? Appreciate you coming, in lieu of your father, and, giving us, all the accurate information. That's, always, required, but, appreciate that. And, Ann, anything else you want to ask at this point? Okay, so I guess we got to get some further guidance, and then the city will send out 3 separate notices the first week of April.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in. Coffee tastes better today, huh? Carol likes the coffee, Michelle.
We have a little bit of a break.
Oh, okay, do we have some others coming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. All righty. If anybody has to hit the restroom, feel free. When's the next person's?
Very cold. The longer you sit here and the colder it gets. My legs get cold. Three of them. It's technically 3 different groups.
I didn't even have to look, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't think you're wrong.
I don't know.
Somebody said unhinged, and I said, well, he didn't have far to go. I know. Very, very bright. Good number. But after that,
Tough climb.
yeah.
There's actually three of them, right? Three different properties?
My, yeah, my, yes, thing with the payroll system is what? Drove them, and plans for the Super Bowl. Yeah.
The ones who don't have other parties.
Go to my son and daughter-in-laws. A lot of desserts. Yeah, I was gonna say probably cereal, yeah.
I'm having a watch anything but the Super Bowl party.
Oh, nice.
I'm leaving all of my TVs on at home on a different channel, so that, yeah. I'm still there. Yep.
Will the referees show up in Kansas City?
Oh, yeah. I think that they can by the season. They,
Like Josh Allen got the MVP.
Oh, he did?
He got it.
Was it last night? Oh, okay. Geez, I thought I thought he was gonna get it, and then I changed to, Lamar, yeah.
Yeah, no, they gave it to him.
Good. speaking of quarterbacks, what do you think's behind the former SU quarterback doing car
I
commercials?
saw that, yeah. That was weird.
It was like, what's
He's playing
playing Canada?
Canada? Is that where he's playing?
Yeah.
They must not pay very much.
Just a heads up, we're in session every day next week. Monday's a big day with commercials. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is and Thursday's not for profit again with Ann. But the point is that the following week, however,
I mean, I went to a different one, the DPW guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went down to the trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did that? Bob Laporte?
Pardon?
Who was the trainer? Bob Laporte?
No, no, it was a woman, I don't remember her name.
Bob's the safety guy.
Yeah.
Does the
Yeah.
CPR, defensive driving,
Yeah.
right, CPR.
So I went down for the difference in driving.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, is it something that they can?
I'm gonna ask. There's no reason that we need to freeze
I think the first day was really cold, a little bit better, palatable today, but still a
Oh, I
little
think
chill.
it's cold today.
Cold
Yeah,
today?
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm new to all this.
That's okay, no problem at all. What we'll do is, if you want to just pull that mic up a little bit towards you, just so you have it. Just, I'm going to swear you in a second, but I just want to confirm you're here for 3 properties.
Yes, Rainer Street and 2 on South Salina.
Okay, yep, gotcha. Is there any particular order that you want to go in here?
No, it's all the same reason.
It's all the same reason?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just go to Ann for a second. Are these things?
These are failure to files.
Failure
So
to
they-
files?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I think what I'll do, should I read them in all together then?
Sure, yes.
Yes, okay, fair enough. So let me go with what is, okay, very good. I'll go in that order. If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Natividad Torrance.
Do you swear, do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
To the best of my ability.
Okay, that sounds good. Yes, we added that this year. Okay, so the first one we'll talk to, which is 16 on our list, 1203 South Salina Street. Let me just do a couple other things. And these are all full exemption issues. Okay, very good. Okay, once again, 1203 South Salina Street. All 3 of these are Mercy Works Incorporated. Current tentative assessment here, $35,000 with a land value of $34,000. And that would be a full market value of $60,870. And this is a full exemption. And all I want to know about this is this a parking lot or?
It's a vacant lot. Which one is that one?
This is
Rainer?
1203 South Salina,
I believe it's a vacant lot.
vacant lot. So it's got grass on it and,
I think so. I'm not quite sure.
This should be the corner, so I believe it's part of their parking. 'Cause this is the one that's directly on the corner of
You
Rainier.
know better than I do.
yeah, I would think based on the address.
Yeah, and there's a small value on the actual tarp,
Yep,
yeah.
I got it. Yeah, about $1,000 equated to that. Okay, that sounds good. Let me just read in the next 2. We've got 1221 South Salina Street. And Mercy Works as well. So this obviously is a structure. Current tentative assessment, $376,000 with a $100,000 land value. And that would be an equatable market value of $653,913. And full exemption. And this is a building. What is this?
So that one is the youth center. So it is, we have office space and then we have a youth center there.
There as well.
We run programming in there.
Okay. And then is the, let's see here, is the 1203 right next to this? Okay, just so we understand. Okay. And then we have 108 East Rainer. And what is that?
Let me check this folder, I think.
Yeah.
I'm new to this, so I'm learning, which is why the exemptions weren't filed, because I'm just putting out fires now. I'm just getting familiar with the role.
Okay. All right.
Well, 108,
It's a building,
Oh, yes, that's our, what we call the marketplace. So it's attached, 108 Raynor Avenue. That's attached to 1221, no?
well, it's a separate parcel, but it's the piece along Rayner.
Yeah,
Okay, and that's what do you call that, the marketplace?
we call it the marketplace. We have tables and chairs, and we do programming for college students in there.
Okay, all right, so hold that thought. I'm going to read some numbers in, and then we'll kind of get the whole scenario. That one there, so it would be some sort of structure, 120,000 current tentative assessed value with a $20,000 land value, and then the equatable market value would be 208,696. So let me just make a note here. Okay, so the main building is the 1221. What happens there?
We have a couple of, that's one of the entrances. We have a reception area. We have a couple of offices there. And there's 2 classrooms and 1 meeting room in there.
Okay, and that's the main location, the main hub of Mercy Works, as far as Syracuse is concerned. Okay, so that's operational every day?
Not right now, like I'm in there right now, but the offices are empty. We didn't have any winter programming. But it'll be in full effect again once the students are back in house in the spring.
Okay, so is that generally every year? So they come back in the spring. When about is that?
We were having programming throughout the year for our younger population and the 2 classrooms and the 1 meeting room, but we took a pause this fall and winter to kind of reassess all of the programs because they're working me too hard. So we're reassessing everything and then picking back up around May with the college programming for
Okay.
the summer, and then we'll probably in the fall bring back all of the other programming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in past years, it was always winter off?
So we were having programming
Okay.
up until we stopped for the fall this year, 2024, I'm sorry.
Okay,
So September 2024, we would have been running programming, but we decided to take a pause.
all right.
So since September, we've not been running programming. We will pick up with programming again in May with the college students.
Okay, all right. And so that's that takes place at the main building, and then,
Programming happens in the main building, which is 1221, and then what we call the marketplace, which is the 108 Raynor. So
okay,
that's finished off, and that's where we have all the tables and chairs. So when we have larger group meetings with students, we utilize that space. And then the other one is parking.
okay, 1203, right. And how often is 108 Raynor used? What's the situation there?
Oh, and for the college program, it runs all summer. So because that's the biggest space, square footage wise. So we had 60 college students in there last summer. So this summer, I'm trying to get more students in there. So it's full.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and just looking over. And I'm just curious, what do they, what kind of instruction is done as far as the college students are concerned?
Oh,
What
we
you-
do a paid internship program, and then we provide pre-professional development and training for the students. So what happens is the students are placed in jobs that are based on their academic disciplines. So they'll work all summer, 4 days a week with a respective employer, and then they're with us once a week going through development and training all
Good,
summer.
good. Do they get paid?
Yes, they get paid.
Yeah.
So we partner with CNY Works to pay their stipends. And then the rest, I'm writing grants and raising money to pay them. So we're now expanding the program to include high school students because it is doing so well, and see how that works. Summer of 2024, we had 11 high school students in addition to the college students, totaling 60 students. The high school students did really well, so they responded really well with the program because we partner with Upward Bound, On Point for College, C-STEP, HEOP, EOP. So we're getting all of those students. So we took a portion of the high school students and we ran them through the rigors of our programming and development, and they did really good. So now this summer, 2025, I want 50 high school students and 50 college students, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be beautiful. All right.
It will be, it will be, yeah.
Okay. And this was, and you're just coming into this new role?
Well, I'm the program director, but because we lost our business administrator,
Okay.
I've absorbed some of that stuff, so it's a lot of paperwork that I'm trying to wrap my head around. So I missed it. I just missed it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so that was, so it's been exempt?
Yep.
And
And
just,
you're in there, that's your office though, in the main, in the
Yeah,
12.
I'm in 1221.
Okay. Okay.
So we got the correct mailing address and all that good
Is,
stuff.
for the mailing address, do you want everything to go to,
1221.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
All right, yeah, this was just because of lack of filing and what have you, and we know you're just getting into it. But, yeah, I think that
Yeah.
you've got everything you need.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and I wish you good luck in your additional role. And yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of work.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good day.
You as well.
Okay. Yeah, but next year you better be in order. We got,
5 minutes till the next person's supposed to be here. So
okay. Furman, and Harrison, or Irving, yep. Okay.
Repeat, guy next. He'll know.
Listen, we'd be glad, we're good listeners.
And how many religious exemptions are there?
Almost 800. Well, in the whole, there's about 800. But that includes, the hospitals and Syracuse University.
Wow, that's a lot.
50% of the,
50% of the property's not there.
Yeah, that's been basically the number, roughly, still around there.
That makes sense in the city.
Question. No location. So I just want to clarify, I think this was a
yep, yep.
So this means that 2025, we're now full.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think my only question was there some other exemption to make these numbers different
You got a
that's
star.
going on? Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so, and apparently the star is only for the
City school, not the county.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's gotta be it.
Yep.
And, so then
That's why
the
you're full. Yep.
Because,
You don't get
I
the stuff.
see.
Yeah, and you only got the J on the city school also.
Okay,
So you never got that.
so
on
it
the
was
county.
always full on the county.
Yep,
This was more because of the J.
yes.
But now what it's saying, and that's why the number's different, is because this.
Yeah,
place
because
had
it
a
was
star.
that with the both of them. And now it's gonna be that, this with the star.
Yeah, okay, very good. Again,
Did they ever
just-
do anything with your next door neighbor? Is it still?
Still vacant? Still the same person? I believe that within the last year or two, this was I don't really care. There's no bother. I'm gonna care in a few years when I decide to sell, but, you know, again, nobody should be, there's a rodent here and there, but, short of that, there's no problem. But, it might affect me a little bit. Again, the reality
Don't have to worry about parties or,
is, and it's not an eyesore, but the inside. So in answer to your question, no, nothing's been done. I fully expect that once she passes, then whatever kids still around, probably that'll probably be. We plan on building 3 or 4 years. We just want a little more space. We've lived in the older homes.
yep, oh, I get it.
I think I'll still be, I think I'll be on the tail end.
Right.
Of, either the start of it or the middle of it or the finish of it. We don't have an exact time frame, but we're starting to look at some lots.
As I was saying, do you know where you want to go?
Well, I think east of the city, we looked at something.
What is it? Okay, okay.
There was like 3 houses in this development that in '08.
I didn't do it.
East side.
I don't even,
because
we know to visit out there.
He ain't coming over. Just kidding. You know that. Carl and I joined.
Salina's just about the line, or State Street, because you have to come, so State Street.
He starts to get the jerks.
Get a little,
Yeah, a little jibbery. He starts to get a rash. When he starts to feel the rash, he's too close.
That's right.
Carl and I will give you plenty of notice, but we have a pact. We actually mixed blood, and we said we retire at the same time.
I think I might join that pack.
Yes.
It is 139.
I got it. Yep, I just wanted to make sure it was.
These are the 2 on Furman.
Yep.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, come on up. Oh, I see. How are you?
Great, thank you. How are you?
Good. Okay, so I'm going to swear you in, but just to confirm, you're here for 139-43 Furman and 145-47 Furman?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Is there any particular order that you want these read in?
No, that is.
Okay. Then what I will do is go with what's on the sheet. And let me just make a note here. Are we up to number 19?
Yeah.
Okay. This is number 19 as far as our purposes are concerned. Okay, if I could swear you in, if you could raise your right hand. State your name for the record.
James Fiato?
You affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability.
I do.
Okay, thank you. So what I'll do based on the sheet, let me read in, are they both the same, obviously they're next to each other,
Yes, they're adjacent to each other.
adjacent to each other, same argument or issue or?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, let me read them both in then, I think that's appropriate. Okay, so 145-47 Furman Street, Church of All Nations. This appears to be, vacant lot owned by the church. Current tentative assessed value $5,000 with a land value of $5,000. That would be equatable to a market value of $8,696. Both of these are full exemption requests? Okay. Let me just make a note of that. Okay, and then I'll just read the other one in. This is 139-43 Furman Street. This will be number 20. This is a vacant lot owned by the church as well. Current tentative assessed value of $6,000 with a land value of $6,000. That would be an equatable market value of $10,435. This is a full exemption request. And, so let me turn it over to you. When were these acquired? So where's the church in relation to these?
So the church is right across the street from the vacant lots.
All right, the church is across the street from the vacant lots, and is there parking at the church?
No. Over the years, people have just parked on the street. Now, we purchased the church from the Seventh-day Adventist like 8 years ago. And the pastor and the clergy always parked in one of those lots.
Okay.
One of those vacant lots. I don't park. So,
What's the current, are they just, is it just grass?
yeah, that's all it is grass. I
Okay,
mean,
no
we've been
tardy
doing
or
this-
anything?
Yeah, I mean, over the years, we've had revival services there, we've had some outreaches there, we've had picnics there. But, you know, we keep all of our properties nice, so, no grass, but, when I came down, Ann said to me, why don't you just do a re-subdivision, because when I told her, when we purchased the church, those lots were inclusive in the church, it's church property. And so she wanted to do a re-subdivision, that's when I went down and see Nate and Christian down at zoning. I met with them, and then, my thought always was to just make those into a church parking lot. We're renovating the church right now, it seats about 350 people. So, I thought to myself, geez, that would make a nice, parking lot / basketball courts. We could do like youth events there for the kids and do like a dualistic kind of, platform for the property there. But then after meeting with Nate and Christian, they said that in that particular zone, the R2 zone, was it Nate? That you can't have a parking lot there, just a parking lot. And, so I was like, well, what if we built like a small community center there with the parking lot? Then he said, then you could do it. So then the question was, well, what's the difference if we have the community center across the street in the church, because it's a very huge building. You gotta utilize all the space there. And then his question was, well, when I get there, I'll ask Ann and the board whether it's feasible to do a re-subdivision with the church across the street and a lot across the street to join those together. So I don't know the legalities of that. So the bottom line was, I asked him, well, if we can't do a parking lot there, what are some of the things that are feasible under that zone, of the R2 zone, under the zoning ordinance for that property? And then he said, well, a community garden, or, you know, a soccer field, a playground with a picnic area. So, right now, we're renovating the church, so we don't really have the funds to start building a community center. center there, or youth center there right now. So we want to try to just utilize the space in the most inexpensive way that satisfies the zoning laws. So my thought was, well, we'll just build a community garden, because we have a very huge garden behind one of our mission houses anyway. Fill the grass, we can make a nice, vegetable garden. We can make the vegetable garden there, fence it in, make it available to the community. That would be the most inexpensive way for us to go about that at this present time. So that's really our plan.
That is, are both lots next to each other?
Yes, they're both next to each other.
Okay, what's the size
So-
roughly?
Oh, that I don't have. So the city in, we look at, this is just the first of a lot of vacant lots you're gonna see. Because we kind of reviewed the role to see what was happening on all these side lots and, because they're supposed to be used for church purposes. So these two are the first of many, the next not-for-profit day. They were not singled out. There's numerous ones coming, I think, on next week. So, the community garden, zoning-wise, I guess we'd have to look at the law. I mean, it is for the community, church purposes, but that's kind of wise that we examined all these, extra lots. That, if you drive down the street, in January or February, it doesn't look like it's been used. If there's, picnics and things that are happening, like you had asked earlier, what's the time frame? How many days of the year are you using this? That becomes part of the, church purposes and, community garden and so on. And
Yeah. Again, as I stated before, I'll state again, and this is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for the other board members, but I believe that if these parcels, and again, not yours in particular, but I think that the exemption should be in line with the usage, right? So let's just say, for the fun of it, that you have a garden on it for half the year, then it should be 50% exempt, and so, that's where I come from as far as these things are concerned. And so, I think that's maybe why you guys are looking at everything, but, I think that's, so, again, the thing is that we're trying to find out what, each particular landowner is planning on doing. And if I'm hearing correctly, you're talking about basically using this space when the weather presents itself.
Well,
I mean, you're not
right
going
now,
to be, you're not going to be building snow castles on it, is what I'm getting at.
We will, if that means that we don't have to. Yeah, we'll build snow castles. The thing is this, all I'm doing right now is going through, the preliminary stages of this.
what about?
To find out what satisfies the
So
tax exemption order.
you obviously you
Yeah.
can't combine it with the church. But this abuts that other house though, right? The house.
Yes, so now, we have the church and then we have 3 mission houses. So the lots are adjacent to the mission. Matter of fact, I owned the first lot before we even bought the church. We owned the Wesleyan Church owned the mission houses there. Okay, so they're formulated to help men with life-controlling problems. I have a residency program there in those 2 Victorian homes next to the lots. So we've always used those lots, for recreational purposes for the men, and also picnics for the church.
The mission house is exempt?
Yes. So I've been down there for 24 years. I don't know if you know this, but I've been ministering to the community and to men with addictions. I work together with South Julio, hospitals. we own that first lot for over 20 years. We've always been exempt. We've never been not exempt. So when I got the letter in the mail, you know, 'cause I got, what, 5 or 6 exemptions in properties. And I said, wait, what is this? And I opened it and I came down immediately. And said, well, we're cracking down on vacant lots.
lots,
You're not special. We're not picking, and I don't feel
You
like
are
we're being.
special, but,
I
you know,
don't
but
feel like we're being
what
picked
about,
on.
what
you know?
about if you added the 2 lots?
One of the
To the
mission
house-
houses?
to
Well,
the
that was
houses.
where I was thinking when,
Okay.
that's why I asked where they were.
Yeah.
And is that what you were talking about as far as a resub?
Yeah, but I was thinking it was on the, where the church is, but it's still adjacent to one of the mission houses.
Just wondering if, I mean, that would be then a no-brainer, right?
It would be all
As far
one.
as getting around the exemption.
So what would be the purpose of the lots being that it's adjacent to the, is it just it's, in other words, it's
Because it'll be
satisfied-
all one parcel, it wouldn't be 3, it wouldn't be the house and the 2 lots, it would be one.
So all of the church, all the houses are owned by Church of All Nations.
Right, but
So it's all one entity.
it's a one entity, but the last house, which is what, like 139 or whatever, the whatever house is before.
Yeah,
Or
that would be
one-
133 through 35.
Right, so if you
Or 37,
added both
actually.
of these lots to that house, it would be one parcel.
Okay.
And we would treat it as one parcel, and obviously it's a mission
okay,
house.
Okay.
That seems
So
like
if-
the
if Nate-
easiest solution, it's just a paperwork thing.
Is that, I
Yeah,
mean,
Nate,
Who is this gentleman?
Nate works for zoning.
ner-
Zoning administration, just try to assist their pastor and see what kind of.
Okay, let me swear you in, and then we'll go from there.
All right, sure.
If you could raise your right hand. State your name for the record.
Yes, what should I say?
State your name,
Okay, Nate Pan, zoning office.
and do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much for that. I didn't know who you were. So is that a viable solution?
Here, just recap that we have a 2 vacant lot, 139 and 145. If that's feasible, we can definitely resurface the one adjacent to it. Make the bigger larger. But the purposes is also important, like, up to the pastor, how you're gonna utilize those vacant area for.
Yes.
Will be interesting to see how, what kind of a purposes he's doing. And we compare with the zoning use table to see if that's possible, right? So currently the mission house is part of a assembly, I would say, because they provide serve the purposes from the church. So physically, technically, that's definitely feasible from the size. It's R2 zone district, and we check the size and the lot width and the lot size. It's in compliance with the code.
Okay, so could you just slide that up and tell me where these things are? Right, now, right, now, yeah, I just want to, I want to confirm.
I haven't seen.
Which 3 houses are the mission houses?
Can I look at it?
Okay, so that's the church. What are the,
Okay, so the 2 mission houses are right here, 129 to 31, 133 to 37.
okay,
So the lots, the first lot goes from here to here.
yep,
and the second
right, I
lot.
got
So you're
that.
looking probably at
Where's the 3rd mission house?
next to the church.
the third mission
Okay,
house.
so
Across
it's
the
over
street.
here. Okay, so, because I thought it was maybe here. All right, so it would be like Ann said, these 2 lots combined with this property that you already
This is
own.
a mission house.
Right, understood, but where the lots are, sure. Where the lots are, though, it would be least expensive just to combine this house with these 2. Now, so let's say that that took place, and they were doing the community garden and, you know, whatever else is going on. I just thought it might be more palatable if this was one piece as far as zoning is concerned.
Right. Whatever that vacant space will be served as accessory purpose for the existing program. As long as the pastor didn't propose any other major, like, you know, community centers similar like that. If you want to keep it vacant, that's definitely all right. Yeah.
Okay. So does he have to get approval from your department? I think where he's coming from is, okay, if I combine these two lots with this house, then I'm going to be all set, right? As far as zoning is concerned and the assessment. And, you know, again, then you got to utilize the space also. I know you're maintaining it, but, you know, for church purposes, right? So it's not just combining. It's actually, you know, following through on the mission.
So regarding the approval procedures, apparently that's the lot bigger than 10,000 square feet. As a subdivision, we require this application to be heard by the City Planning Commission as approval.
Okay, so you'd have to go through those processes. All right, well, yeah, I don't dispute that. So that would satisfy you guys, though? Okay. So that, you know, that's what's got to be done. Now, is that, if it's something that is being started now, then you continue to exempt for this year and see where it goes?
Yeah, we'll review it. I mean, obviously, it's up to you guys, but yes, that would be okay with us.
Okay. Can I keep this?
Sure.
Okay.
I saw just for, should be print a bigger one.
No, that's fine. That at least gives us an idea. So I think what I'm hearing is, you know, as long as you continue to, you know, do the community garden or what have you, but I think it sounds like the city will continue to, assessment will continue to monitor and want to see, you know, application here.
So, the thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
But Nate sent me through an email a short environmental assessment form. So I already did the first stage for the form, so we already have this in process.
Okay. And you already have what in process? What were you planning on doing?
Well, I named it Cornerstone Garden.
Okay.
Because
all
we
right.
were looking at, but
So
now we
that's
got
as far as the usage.
Yeah.
But now we want to combine
We gotta
and
combine.
use.
And so I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
so
together with Nate. and I
you gotta
get a
kind of
surveyor.
revise the wording here, because now there's actually different purposes. And
And I'm not going to say that a community garden automatically would qualify, but if it is part of the other house,
Yeah. No, the plan
That-
is to
yeah.
join it, the plan is to join those together with the house.
okay.
But even when we join it together with the house, we have to have some purpose for it. So we'll continue with the garden thing because it's less than expensive right now for us while we're renovating the church.
Understood.
But first, the first point is we have to follow procedure with the surveyor and find out what this is gonna cost to join this together. So that's the first step.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that I think the city will, I'm not speaking for the city, but the city assessor's office will give guidance to say, okay, continue the exemption for 2025, you know, and they're going to monitor progress. And I guess what I'm saying is, if we're in the same position next year that we are today, then the exemption
no,
will
that's
be,
not gonna happen.
be removed.
I'm not gonna neglect this, so rest assured that I'm gonna follow through. I don't wanna keep revisiting this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just
No, I know,
wanna-
you
I
got
wanna-
bigger things to.
Yeah, I get that. So appreciate your time and thank you, Nate.
Sure, just,
Yeah.
maybe this question is for Nate, because zoning was never my strong suit. If this is done as proposed, and it satisfied. It's a short-term solution or perhaps a long-term solution. I just want to ask though, supposing the pastor has some big plans, somebody donates $1 million, if he wants to use that property for another use, to put on another building or something, is he going to be hampered by this decision?
Well, I think you'd have to
you
probably
have to split
separate
it back.
again.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fact, because so far the principal uses, it depends on the mission house. So if you want to add another principal use, definitely, in R2, that's not permissible. So either for the pastor to think about, would it be resub again, or using, building some small structure that serve as subordinate to the primary usage.
Because I'm thinking the taxes on $11,000, by the time he spends money on a surveyor, et cetera,
Well-
it may not be worth the exercise.
That's true too. That,
I mean, it's
what
like
are the
four-
taxes on that?
It's around, if on $10,000, it would be about 400 plus, but then you're also, that's per year.
Yeah.
So in a couple years, and you're also getting one bill instead of getting 3 bills, and I mean, sometimes it makes it easier. Again, totally
It
up to you.
probably would be, depending on what your time frame, it probably would be more prudent to go through the process to combine, I think. But that's a good point.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, now, and further though, if he decided at a later date to do something different, he'd have to go through the same processes that he would have to go through now for approvals to put a building up. So you're not eliminating that
putting that out there,
process.
Mr. Ryan. You're looking out for me. Look at my attorney.
Yes, absolutely. He plays one by night. But yeah, no, I think appreciate you coming, Nate, and, sounds like it's workable, but, it's gonna be up to you.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see how much this is gonna cost.
Yeah.
But at least we got it moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Should you decide to not do anything, certainly let Ann know. So we can at least get it on the rolls for this year and then go from there.
Absolutely.
You just want to do the right thing.
And I appreciate your patience to giving us
Yeah.
25 figured it out.
Yeah. No, we just want to get it right in the end, not looking to hurt anybody, but there's so many things that are exempt in the city, it's ridiculous.
Well, I drive by places all the time where these places are empty and they're left out. I'm like, why don't the city do something about these empty places that are just,
Yeah.
I mean, ours, we keep it up, it just looks like grass mowed, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like decrepit lots
It's
that
an
are like,
ongoing battle,
you know?
because you got to have money for demolition and you got to go through all kinds of approvals.
I see you guys, I read in the paper where you guys took care of that lot on the corner of Castle and Salina, the Man Up guy.
That would be, so we're an independent board,
Okay,
so,
yeah.
but the
I was
the
glad to
city
see
must
that
have.
They put a fence around it and they cleaned that lot up, because there was a lot of riffraff going on.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a perfect scenario, certainly. But yeah, no, I think this was good. Appreciate you coming in, yes. And,
Appreciate you guys meeting with us.
yeah, no problem, and we'll keep
See
it
ya.
going here. Thank you.
Get to your next meeting, huh?
One more.
We're ready for you. So this is 601 Irving Ave?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to swear you in, if I could,
Okay.
if you could raise your right hand. State your name for the record.
Dolores Rogers?
Do you affirm to tell the truth and give accurate information to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is 601 Irving Ave, and this, it says religious.
Right,
I'm
we're a
assuming
mess-
it's a building.
Yeah, it's a Messianic Jewish congregation. It used to be an Orthodox shul at one point. Back, I believe, in the 1930s, it was built.
Okay, all right, very good. Let me just read in some numbers. Current tentative assessed value of 300,000 with a land value of 242,000, which is an equatable market value of 521,739. Is this a full exemption
This one was
request?
denied, but yes, it is full.
Okay, full exemption request. And when you say it was denied, was it ever exempt prior?
Yes,
Okay, so it was denied for 2025 tax year.
correct.
All right, and so obviously there was an application put in. And so let me turn it over to you as to, well, actually, why was it denied?
Well, because of, I think, what was put on the actual application about that the congregation has diminished in numbers and we cannot support the facility financially. So I took that as it was not being used at all, but
We are, I even brought bulletins and attendance sheets. We are still using it until we sell it.
okay.
We're trying to sell it and purchase a building that's smaller so that the building doesn't depreciate. I mean, there's maintenance things that need to be done on it that we just don't have the clientele to do. I mean, the roof needs, we've done the roof a couple times, it needs to be done again. We've had windows broken from people throwing beer bottles through the glass, and it's just to a point where we can't maintain it. And there is an Orthodox community who wants to purchase it.
Okay, so your intent was always to continue to have services prior to getting the denial?
Correct. We until we can purchase another building.
And that was always your intent?
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so you thought that they were gonna just shutter it, and that's not the case? So,
No.
So when you have services, how often a week, or what?
We meet every Wednesday for prayer and Torah study, and we have office hours on Friday and Wednesdays as well, and then services all day on Saturday.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
you're
yeah.
doing business
We-
as usual?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is the property listed for sale?
Yes, it is.
By a realtor?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And what are you asking for the property?
She put it on the market for 1.15. It was appraised recently at 1.13.
Okay, all right.
So you lowered it? Because I have 1.5, but
One,
this one, I mean, that was a while back, but
1.5 is what she listed it for.
Okay.
And she has lowered it.
okay.
yeah.
Do you want to just see? What
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
to 1.3.
1.30 is what the appraiser, we had come in and appraised the building.
That's a great-looking building.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's got a beautiful inside. We'd hate to see it get torn down. So that's why we were happy. Actually, the Orthodox came to us before we even put it on the market, but they only wanted to pay $325 for it. And so we started doing the research to find out what we needed to do to sell it. And to find out, we found out they were way low. So they've been moving their bid up and up. Yeah.
No,
So
that's good, that's good. And, maybe, you continue to come down a little bit, and there's a happy medium type
that's what we're
thing.
working on.
Yeah, and if somebody else comes in the meantime, God
Yeah.
bless.
Right.
Okay, very good, and, so,
We have no problem.
yeah, I think that
Okay.
sounds pretty good.
I kind of figured that. I figured it was, my husband and I took it over it in June. And he's not used to filling out paperwork
Right.
or whatnot.
No, I get it.
Well, it's that, but also wanted to make
Right.
sure that services were continuing on, and
Well,
based
sure.
on the usage of Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, obviously,
Yes.
you're doing more than some, let's put it that way.
Okay.
So, okay, let me just make a note here if I could. Appreciate you coming in,
Not a problem.
and the city will send a notice out first week of April, but she rest easy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Ann's the boss, you know. So what she says goes.
Okay, well, good. You've been here a while.
Oh, she's been here a while. Anyway, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
All set, all set, all set. All right.
Yeah, there's definitely more vacant lots coming next week. But
Yeah. So do we, will you be speaking with legal prior to, or are we just kind of take them in as they come?
I have to look, I haven't looked that hard, but I know there are some more.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm gonna make a request. I'm gonna say, Bill says, turn up the heat.
Yeah, it is.
My ankles are like frozen.
Monday to me.
It was
But
definitely.
it's, yeah.
No, this morning when we came in, I felt like it was a little bit warmer. I feel like the heat hasn't been on sun.
You got on time, Carl?
Yeah, thank you for answering that.
It's time for lunch.
All right, so just, we're on and good for Monday morning. Every day next week.
Yes.
Beautiful, have a great weekend.
You too.
Joe, you have a ride or are you waiting for
I actually was granted with a vehicle this morning. Sharing a bike with my son, I'm looking for a new vehicle. But I just don't have the time to get out there that much.
Yeah, yeah.
What department is that I talked to you about, the metal, the,
Oh, yes,
it's not DPW.
no, it would be,
We were
Whenever
done
you
there,
go
and I went
in.
back to my office, and he was there.
so
Yeah.
I didn't pick up.
Well, unbeknownst to me, I
So
know
would you be
waiting
able
for
to maybe someday next
Yeah.
week, maybe
And
one
so,
of
Yeah,
when
let's,
I got
pick a day
here,
that's
shorter
on
days.
Sunday.
Yeah,
he said he was at the, he wanted to see.
Hopefully, maybe I'll be over.
Yes.
Well, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I'm in no hurry, but
Yeah.
I'm just curious who did it.
They left here, and
Yeah.
I saw his
I
car,
think I
and
found
thought,
a company
hope Joe's
that's
with
gonna
him.
do what I want.
Otherwise, he's.
No, it was,
It's good to
he
get
come
two,
rolling up and
two estimates.
got his
Oh, yes,
music on.
definitely.
I could have walked. He is 27. He's in, insurance. He was with, Carl.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody be prepared for Monday. It's commercial, it's full. So
Yeah, yeah.
you'll have to move it right along and not have people tell 45-minute stories.
That was nice guy.
I know he was a nice guy, but I felt bad for the guy that I let.
Oh, right, right,
but
that's
he was
true,
working Monday.
yeah.
He never got up though.
I think he works here or something.
Oh, was that Letty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And he had to go see, the deputy mayor or something.
I mean, he didn't.
So he
wear
was
it.
here, yeah. Worked out good.
But he never let up. There wasn't ever a pause
Yeah. I asked him,
Like-
and we had all but wrapped up, and then I
Yeah.
asked him where he,
See, that's what
what he did. I know. You know, he felt comfortable leaving here, and he was happy. People love to talk about themselves, which is fine.
Who knew it was gonna be?
Oh, yeah, that's why I had to bust his chops, saying, thank God I asked you what you did. He said, I worked at Chrysler. Then he immediately went on to a half.
Never mind that.
Yeah, all the way back to Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Over from there.
Right.
Oh my
This
God.
story, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, leaving Malcolm X, going with Faircom, and
Yeah, very interesting.
Michelle, makes no difference to me, but I haven't heard
Interesting, I'm
from
kinda
personnel.
lost.
Yeah, no,
I had to do any paperwork or anything.
kind of glazed over
I
at
will.
some point.
Don't know if they're too close
that's
to each
interesting.
other. What it is. I'll have Ann follow up again. I know that they got the paperwork that they needed.
Okay.
So it's basically, they will have to do like the onboarding.
I just wanted you to know.
Yes, I appreciate that because they don't.
Well, I read it was, so the day, I didn't read the whole email, so I went from sexual harassment.
Yes.
And it was good because I got to see Sharita, who I've known Sharita forever. We had a nice conversation. It's beautiful over there. Have a good weekend, sir.
See you soon.
See you Monday.
I'll see you.